Hello guys, hello guys. It's another week and we are looking back for an amazing week we've had. Not so amazing for other teams, but an amazing week for most of the people. We are back again with another show of the week that most people might actually want to forget. We are talking about the Premier League results show where we are looking at how the big teams performed against all the other teams that are there in the Premier League. At the same time, we'll cover other teams that are there and some teams that were pretending to be some big teams, how they performed as well. So please do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That is the best way you help us here at the Football Connect. And please share this video with other people who wants to find out how their teams performed in a way, because we are going to try to analyze their games that we actually had a chance to watch. Like for example, Arsenal, there's a lot of things to talk about that team. Then Manchester City, there's a problem because right now what we'll be looking at, guys, we are looking at the L's that some teams got, the D that some teams got, and the W, which are the wins that other teams got. It'll be interesting to find out how we're gonna cover some other teams and how we're gonna cover some best teams that performed so well, because we are looking at teams like Everton, teams like Aston Villa, in terms of how they've been thinking that they're actually there representing the world in the Premier League. I think this was a week that they've actually discovered that they can be humbled. And they were humbled by clubs that nobody expected. And I think I'm going to do another show for the Everton team, because I think I have a lot of things to say about Everton. But that'll be for another day. But here, let's look at all the performance or the games that were played, that we got the results of, and how the teams performed. So you might want to stay tuned for that, because your team will be touched on, and we'll talk about your team a little bit, each and every team of the Premier League, and also talk about Spurs. Seems like they're having a nice time this week. Son and Kane continues again. That is just amazing. But okay, let's look at the first game of the week, which was none other than Aston Villa versus Leeds. So before this game started, Aston Villa were not yet, or had never been beaten since this season started. They never been scored. Only they were scored the first time by Liverpool, which they beat Liverpool by 7-2. And those two goals that came from Mohamed Salah were actually their first goals of the season. But this week was different, because after beating Liverpool by 7-2 and beating Leicester by 1-0, they met up with Leeds at their own home ground. And it wasn't really pretty, if I tell you. It wasn't really pretty, because they were destroyed, guys. They were embarrassed, and they were left wondering what the hell actually went wrong. They didn't even know how to tell the story, because the way the game ended, it was just a joke. And some people, you might actually say that some were actually laughing about how the game went forward too. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear from the Leeds United supporters, also the Aston Villa fans. What did you think about your team's performance? Firstly, to the Aston Villa fans, the question is, do you think your team will continue performing the way they were doing? Do you think that they'll continue giving the results that they've been giving? Or do you think that this is the end for them and the things are now starting to change? Because usually, I know there are some teams that just start so well, then as time moves on, it all disappears. So this was the game, guys. As you can see, the stats: Leeds were beaten by a Bamford hat-trick, or Aston Villa were beaten by a Bamford hat-trick, or that's the name you call him, right? Patrick Bamford, yeah. He scored his first hat-trick for Leeds United, and they were saying that this first hat-trick, the last hat-trick he had scored was in the Championship, and it was against Leeds. Then for the first time, he scored his first Leeds hat-trick, and that got them that 3-win over Aston Villa, the team that has been on fire according to people after beating the champions, and also a team that performed so well last time, which was Leicester City. People were expecting that Leeds were just going to walk over this game. And I have to tell you, after the first two goals were scored, you could actually see that a lot of people were frustrated in terms of the performance of the team. I'm talking about Aston Villa at Villa Park, how they were doing, how they were taking over the game. There was just so much frustration. And also to look at this, to make matters worse, can you believe that this whole game, Aston Villa managed to only make shots, only 12 shots the whole game, only 12 shots the whole game. But as for Leeds, they actually had 27 shots, and a lot of them on target. So again, even though they lost, it was a game for Martinez that he'll never forget, because he had to save his team countless times. He was really tested. It wasn't easy. Passes, Aston Villa were outclassed there, and dribbles. Because one thing that people have to actually know about Leeds United, when Leeds is playing, they go all over you first. They frustrate you in terms of how energetic the players are, that they never stop coming after you. They keep attacking after attacking, attacking after attacking, which actually can make a person feel tired as well. So that's how they managed to pick up the victory after a draw that they took from Manchester City. So it seems like it's looking so good for Leeds, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll talk about the league after this, guys, but we cover the games at the moment. The next game, it was none other than... Which game was the next game? So, I think the next game, because I think I didn't do a watch-along for it. Or did I? I'm not really sure. So, the next game, it was Manchester City versus the Hammers. West Ham versus Manchester City. And again, a big deal for the Big Six team. Another draw for Manchester City. And guess what? They're still in position 13. Yeah, position 13 in the Premier League, and they're still drawing with with small teams. I wonder what is going to happen when they play with big teams. It seems like Ruben Dias is not really suiting into the new team that he was actually introduced to. And at the same time, there's just a couple of problems when it comes to scoring goals for Manchester City. I have no idea what is happening with them. I don't know if there's any Manchester City fan who can say that I can come and defend my team for our performance. I know 1, 2, 3 went wrong. Let me look at the shots that were at goal this game, because the Pep Guardiola team is coming to an end here. Manchester City had 14 shots at goal, not on target but at goal, and they lost the game. Phil Foden had to come out at the halftime to actually score the first goal, which was actually crazy. And Aston Villa didn't need as much, West Ham didn't need as much chances as City got, but with those chances that they got, they made it count. 6 shots and they scored the goal. They should have scored more, but the keeper of City did save them, Edison. But that is another situation, guys. It seems like there's something very, very pretty much wrong with the City team, and if it's not sorted, we'll be seeing more of these things, and they will actually not go anywhere in terms of performance and the way the team is playing. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear what happens from you and what are you expecting new. As a City fan, are you excited with the way your team is performing? Are you really excited with how you are seeing your team going? Because it will be a problem if this continues. That's my question. That's how I feel. It will be a problem if this continues. So, let's move on to the next game, guys, which was Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Wilfred Zaha versus Fulham. They did get the job done, and they got something. And they were actually celebrating. I want to hear from you guys. What else do you think Fulham needs to do to get at least a victory? Because if things continues to be this way, and they got a red card in this game, if things continues to be like this, they're actually literally going to be kicked out of the Premier League earlier than possible, guys. Because they don't have a win. They only have a draw, and that's only what they have, and it continues becoming worse than it should be better. Then we move on to the big game of the week. which people were expecting it to be the biggest game of the week, which was Manchester United versus Chelsea. So if you did miss the game, I did a watch along for this game. I covered the whole 90 minutes of the game after watching the El Clasico, and I have to tell you, it was a pretty basic game. It was a basic game. I didn't see anything interesting in the game, and it seems like nobody was actually interested in winning the game. They were only interested in defending and getting a draw, because that's what we saw in this game. And you actually be surprised, United were actually the better team out of Chelsea, the team that is supposed to be the biggest team according to other Chelsea fans. And they got nothing but a big D, which is a draw. And you wonder, what is this? For people who are watching outside, you actually be disappointed, because for the excitement we were looking for, guys, we absolutely got none in this game. We absolutely got none, and they never gave us anything to smile about. Watching the game, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic were like they were not even in the game. I don't even know what is happening with this. Mount came out from halftime. I think it was around 20 minutes left, but he performed better than what Kai Havertz did the whole game, and what Werner did the whole game. Tammy Abraham performed better than what Werner did. And I think Christian Pulisic, you might actually say he performed at a better place than the rest. Chilwell also was good for Chelsea. Zuma was actually the better player in this game for Chelsea. He defended so well, working together with the Silva and Aspilicueta to make sure that the keeper was safe. Even though there was some tests, but Mendy also put off some amazing saves to actually keep this game at level. So I'm actually disappointed to watch the way Chelsea are doing, because we are expecting to be seeing the best team in the season according to some of the Chelsea fans I have been watching in their shows on their platforms on YouTube. And some, even if you go to Football Terrace, the ones who are always featured in the Football Terrace, they talk about how big that team is, but at the moment, they gave us none of that, and it's a worrisome, especially £200 million that was spent for all these players to be this team to continue to be like this. Is it because of the players or maybe the manager? I want to hear that from you guys. Tell me in the comment section, buddy. It is a worrisome thing, and if that doesn't change, then they're going to have a problem. In my case, that's what I think. Then okay, let's move on to the United team. Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw performed pretty much well. They really did perform so well. Even Mata, guys. Mata, I mean, we thought he was out of this game. He's just coming out now and he's doing amazing. McTominay was, for me, I felt like was the best player in the team. Even Maguire as well. So I don't know. Even I don't know, Wan-Bissaka, there were some saves that he did, which actually kept the Chelsea front line so automatically quiet, or should I say automatically quiet. They were kept quiet by the front line of this team, which is a problem. I don't know, maybe things will change, but if this continues, then it's pretty much a disappointment from the Chelsea team. So nobody wanted to hurt another person. United tried. Edison Cavani almost scored with his first touch, but that was it. And the man did some amazing saves that he pulled out with his legs and his hands. So pretty much that was it. I didn't think there was anything more to talk about the game or to say anything that was actually a moment to remember in the game. But that's all. We have to wait and see how these teams recover and prepare for the next teams, because we need them at the best. Because remember, we need the Premier League's big guns to be back so that we can actually get the entertainment we are looking for, guys. People, I don't know, am I alone in this situation? I feel like we need the entertainment we have been looking for, and we can only get it if these teams start performing so well in terms of the games and how they're doing it in their games. So if they don't, then it's pretty much gonna be a problem all around. It will be a problem. If that doesn't change, then we are actually in trouble. I don't know. That's what I feel. Because these teams that started with the good performance, trying to win games, trying to do something, they pretty much just came to die at the end of the game. Oh, on the coming to this week, which was week 6, they all died. No performance. It's like they are no longer the teams that were showing some signs of life when the Premier League started this season. So I don't know. I don't know. I hope this won't be a one person or two people race. And if guess what? I don't think we have to put Manchester City into the picture, or maybe United, or maybe Chelsea if you have to look at it, guys. So the next game which was played was that Liverpool had to team up or had to meet up with Ryan Brewster, if I say, and at the same time as they were playing against Sheffield United at Anfield. And as much as I missed up a little bit, one thing that was a takeaway for me was that Liverpool were given a bigger boost when Big Ali or Alisson came back into those posts or into on those sticks. I don't know, whatever you call it. Big Ali or Alisson came back to be the keeper of Liverpool in this game, and pretty much if you look at how the game went on, he was really needed in that game. And from Norway, out of Norway, Joe Gomez is now coming out from like that box he has been hiding from. Is now performing amazingly well, guys, to prove that he can actually be that replacement we need for such a short period of time for big Virgil van Dijk. Fabinho had average game for me. He had some mistakes he made, but it was just pretty much average. Andy Robertson, yeah, he was okay. Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah, there were some moments that I felt like it was okay. And Henderson and Ronaldo. Henderson was on fire. Also, as Ronaldo did some amazing game, controlled the game so amazingly, attacking so well, and it was just nice to see. Looking at the front three of Liverpool, or we had the front four this time, where we had Mane, Firmino, and Jota. Then Salah is the main man in front. Mane, as usual, was on point. Firmino, after a long period of time, actually scored a goal. So that can keep some critics quiet for some time. And Diego Jota, with an amazing header, got a winner for Liverpool. Then we look at Mohamed Salah, hits a post, but he was okay. So in pretty much all in all, Liverpool team played so amazingly well, guys. There's nothing you can complain about them. They were just okay. They were not. I know they can give us a better performance than that. That's what I feel in myself. They can give us a better performance than that, but they were okay. So the only goal that was scored by Sheffield United was a penalty which was given where I don't even know that was supposed to be a penalty. It seems like VAR didn't check the foul. They only check if the incident happened on the line or not. And as it was on the line, they said it was a penalty, but they didn't check for a legitimate foul or actually if there was a foul in this game. But I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not really interested in that. Then Minamino came in, and James Milner, and Minamino, you know the energy, man. He just came and he just from the start he was all over this team. And Diego Jota went out for James Milner as Liverpool went back to their back three to actually finish up the game and control. Because as much as we are liking this formation of 4-2-3-1, we are exposing the defense pretty much most of the times, which forces players like Fabinho making some crazy tackles, which leads to penalty or incident that you think that they're supposed to be penalties, but are not even supposed to be close to penalties. Then also Joe Gomez, they were actually called to actually perform amazingly well to keep this team ahead in this whole game. But I had to give some respect to this Sheffield United game team, because even though they haven't won a game since this season started, they came up with an amazing performance. That was an amazing performance. I was really impressed with the way they played, and I'm hoping that we see more of that, because if we see more of that, then football will be nice. But anyway, that was it, guys. We'll wait and see what happens next. But congratulations to Liverpool winning after for taking their first win after the last 3 games. Yeah, that's how bad it was. We lost, then we drew, then we won the game. But the last draw wasn't supposed to be a draw, but we're not going to talk about that. We have to move on. somehow or somewhere as we go with life. So on Sunday the 25th of October 2020, Southampton met up with Everton around 2 o'clock at the pre-8 in Premier League, which in my time it will be around 4 o'clock. Yes, because now we are 2 hours behind. Can you believe that? So that's how it is. Then Everton were beaten by Southampton by 2-1. 2-1. You heard me well. 2-1. And they had their main players, James Rodriguez, except of Richard Alisson, who got a red card. He was not in this game. And Everton got another red card in that game. A lot of yellow cards in some of their players. Let me click this guy so that I show you what I'm talking about. So it's a problem. You need to be worried if you're an Everton fan, because as much as you are still celebrating that you guys are on top, if this type of performance continues, you guys, you fall very, very fast. Danny Ings had all the assists for Aston Villa. Adams scored a goal. Wide scored a goal. And in this game, they could not put the newly man that they got from Everton on loan, because he was on loan and they were playing against his former team. Decore, Allan and Sigerson were nowhere to be found in the middle, as they were overcome by the Rasnad, the 4-man midfielder that he had set up, which overcame the 3-man midfielder that West Ham had. And the front two got the best of the front, the back four of Everton. So the front two of Southampton got the best of the back four of the Everton team. So that was it. Then they did enough to stay in the game. I'm talking about Southampton, which was well deserved. So let me hear your thoughts in the game. What can you say about the game? Did it I don't know, offer what you were looking for? Were you impressed if you were just watching it from outside? And what do you think, what's their next reaction from Everton? Because their next team, I'm curious to find out which team is that. Because if they don't win against that team, then that's pretty much the end of them. Looking at their next team, they're playing against Newcastle United, which has been pretty much dead. So that is a good thing for them. So in all the teams that I've covered, guys, like I'm saying, this is the week to forget show. It's a week to forget for Aston Villa, for Fulham, Manchester City, Sheffield United, Everton. Then, yeah, let me just end there. Let me continue with the other game. So, guys, tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this, and where can these teams be going next? Because it is worrisome if you see teams not performing so well in this time where they're actually expected to show their best. Is it that they're still being affected with the fact that there are no people in the grounds or in the stadiums, or there's just something that is going on that nobody can actually put their hands on or actually explain? Because there has to be an explanation why these big teams have been performing so badly. I'm talking of Manchester City, I'm talking about Liverpool if they didn't get the victory that they got, and other teams. There have to be a reason why they're performing so badly, guys. I don't know. You tell me in the comment section. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Tell me in the comment section what else can actually change in this, and what has been causing these teams to perform this horribly bad. That is all my questions right about now. So let's continue with other teams, because we are left with at least 2 big teams to cover. And you'll be so surprised with what we're going to find out as we cover the information we have, guys. So let me put this on the screen for you so that you see where we are. The next game is pretty much Wolves versus Newcastle United. Wolverhampton Wanderers played, and they actually thought that they got the game. I did watch this game, guys. I have to say, guys, something was wrong with the Sunday games. They were not really that entertaining for me as well. The goals came out in the last 15 minutes, isn't it? Or 15 minutes or something like that. Let me check. I'm really sure. I think in the last 15 minutes. And Sunday and Monday, it was some busy days, guys. I actually had to spend most of the times asleep because I was tired. Can you believe that? Sorry for that. I actually understand because I did it again yesterday and it was actually hard to watch. I'm really sorry to the Tottenham fans. I actually saw somebody disliking the video that I started. I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything. You could actually see if you check out the video. I was literally falling asleep while I was trying to present the game. That's how the game was like, which I'm gonna try to change and give you better results. So, Jimenez scored his first goal. Let me see. Yes, it's 80 minutes. So it was actually the last 10 minutes when these goals came in from. Then Jacob Murphy scored the equalizer at 89. So 10 in the matter of 10 minutes, that's when the goals came in. Interested to see that players like Shane Longstaff are now back into this team, which is good. They are literally needed to actually push or give confidence to this team. That's what I 100% believe. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. That's what I have to say. We'll have to wait and see how things will go on, or they'll go on like this. Let's move on to the next game. So the next game was Arsenal. But before we go, that's why, guys, do me the biggest favor you can. And the biggest favor you can do is, guys, by clicking the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. That is the most amazing way you support us at the Football Connect. So we are more looking forward to the next team we're going to talk about in this week, which is Arsenal. We versus Leicester. Or it was Leicester versus Arsenal. Who was at home? I think Leicester was at home. No, Arsenal were actually at home. Can you believe this? At their own home ground. So Arsenal were at home. They were playing against Leicester City. A Leicester City without Jimmy Vardy, because Jimmy Vardy was coming from an injury. Yes, that's what it was. We were led to believe that of course, he had an injury. And they were playing a team that was not 100% fit, didn't have some of their first team players. And in this game, guys, I have to say something. Why was the ref just throwing cards everywhere he wanted to throw? This ref gave a lot of yellow cards than any other ref in this Premier League game. It's actually a surprise that most of the men in this game came out without actually getting a red card. Because he was throwing yellow cards like nobody's business. Like at the Leicester's back line. All the three players who were behind the Leicester's back line got yellow cards. Tielemans and Madison got yellow cards. Xhaka, Bellerin and Lacazette got yellow cards as well. That's how this man was throwing yellow cards all over. Like, I have no idea what was happening with them. But anyway, Arsenal have been making so much noise since the signing of Partey. They were busy making noise, saying Partey after Partey, all the things that they were saying. They were pretty much making as much noise as they can. They had seen themselves going on top of the world after buying Partey and preparing that team. As they are in their words, they are saying that the savior of them is none other than Mikel Arteta. And he played against the Leicester team, which was not even full, but he had the whole full team in the team. And they were beaten. With the Partey in the team, they were beaten. Playing that, they tried to play a back four, guys. The Arsenal tried to play a back four for the first time, which I thought in my head that these guys are crazy. How could you change a system that has been working for you? It doesn't even need any changing. It's a system that is working for you. So why are you changing it? So, back three that they were using, it was actually working well also for them because the leak goes a lot. So, with the back three, they were at least able to have a stable defense. And some of the Arsenal fans were actually saying that their defense was pretty much the best. And in some sense, it could be true. The reason why I say it could be true is because some teams were not really performing so well to actually take the crown away from Arsenal. But now Arteta was like, oh, now we're playing Leicester. Let's change this back three into a back four, which means that two we're going to remain behind, and as the other two try to counter attack. Then it was a chance for Jamie Vardy when he came into this game and got a winner for Leicester City. So Arsenal beaten another big team, getting a big L of the day, and I think it's a week to forget for Arsenal. See, what is that guy's name? I'm actually worried, by the way, without going in, guys. I just remembered what is really going on with this guy, Aubameyang. Aubameyang has not been playing any way or any good since. I have no idea what is going on with him, guys. I'm literally actually worried with his performance, because he only got one game in his last, is it 5 or 6 games, one goal, and in terms of assists, I don't know. So what is happening? Is this a way to show that Arteta, the man that people are making a lot of noise about, has already been figured out by the Premier League manager, and they know how he plays, his formations, and how to beat him? Because if this continues, guys, that's gonna be a bad year for them. As much as people are seeing a good year for Arsenal, it can literally tend to be the worst year of their season. So I want to hear your thoughts. How do you see these guys coming back into this game? What do they need to do to actually get something out of these games? Because if they don't, they'll keep losing. That is for sure. They'll keep losing. So let me hear from you guys. If you agree with me, and don't forget to click that like button and subscribe. What do Arsenal need to do to come back into that form that they've been with, or to come back to actually get results for the first time? Because that has been a pretty much big problem, getting a result for the Arsenal team. So let's see. That is it for Arsenal in the week to forget. So that's another big team getting a big L. It's a problem. Let's see what happens as we continue with the last 2 games that were left, which were played on Monday, which was Tottenham versus Burnley, and the other team. What is it? The other team has to be, let me check, because the game of the other team, I literally didn't watch it. So at least in that game where Arsenal lost, for the first time they didn't have any excuses to use, because they usually like to run to excuses, especially the play supporters. But there were no excuses at all in this game. It was Brighton versus West Brom, which finished 1-1. And Brighton, we thought that it was another team that was going to be interesting to watch this season, but that has pretty much disappeared. So I literally don't know what is going to happen with them, and how they're going to try to come back into their glory days which they started in, or into their form that they started with. If they don't, then I think relegation will be making some noise for them. I don't know, because a lot of people don't want to go to relegation, but that's where it seems like it's going to go for some teams. Burnley versus Tottenham, and the Burnley were so on point in terms of their defense, but some last minutes of concentration did pass them through, and Tottenham scored the first goal, another goal, which involved Harry Kane and Young and Son, which they worked together to get something out of the game. And now Tottenham are celebrating because they actually won the game. Now my question is, can this continue? Because it seems like it's working, and Jose Mourinho is liking it. Can this continue? Can this continue in the way? What is going to happen? I'm curious to look at something here. Let me see something here. Oh, Kane had a ball that he had to clear from the line, and then assist he got for Son, which was a headed assist, which was just amazing, guys. Which was just amazing. Tottenham, don't play with them. They have something to offer. And I feel again for the team of Duncan Hutchison, because he has been doing so well. His team has been so well, but they got another loss again. So that has to be it. That's some week. So those were the games, guys. And looking at all the losses that we got, how many losses did we get this week? It's 1. Some pretty much more losses. It's 1, right? So 1, this one of Tottenham, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 games teams were beaten, then 4 games got draws, and some, yeah, got draws. That's what it means. And as much as we are talking about this, this could be a week to forget for first of all, like I said, Aston Villa, Everton, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. Yeah, they're pretty much all. And also Manchester City and Chelsea and United. The reason why I'm picking these ones, even though they got draws, is because they didn't turn up for the game, which is becoming a problem. If they want to win something in this Premier League, they need to actually start turning up for the games and providing results. So guys, now we are looking at the next week, which is coming. So we are starting on Saturday again on the 30th of October. The first game is Wolverhampton playing against Crystal Palace. And then on Saturday, the first game is Manchester City playing against Sheffield United at the Sheffield United home ground. Burnley versus Chelsea. So it's not becoming any easier for Burnley. They have to continue again, still in the winless run. Then Liverpool plays West Ham. That is the last game of Saturday. Then we move on to the Sunday games. Aston Villa against Southampton, a team that just buried another giant in Everton, are going to another giant in Aston Villa, which is going to be amazing to see what happens. So I have to wait and see what happens in terms of Southampton's performance and how they get what they need to get in the game. So we watch that one and see what happens. Then Newcastle United is playing against Everton. That is going to be pretty much interesting. I can't wait to see how the game goes. Everton, after losing, they need to bounce back from that loss. Can they do it against Newcastle? That we just have to wait and see. Then we move down again. It's another big one for the United boys, as they're going to face off with Arsenal. Another game after coming from another London team, which was Arsenal, which was Chelsea. They're moving on to another London team in Arsenal. So let me hear your predictions in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Put it right now. Then the last and not least, it's us Tottenham playing against Brighton. That is how the games are looking like, guys, this week. So guys, don't miss out. I'll be back again a little bit later, giving you my build up of this week of the Champions League, where we are going now, talking of some predictions of some big teams. So please don't miss that out, and don't forget to click like and subscribe. That is the best way you support us here at the Football Connect. And I want to hear your thoughts in terms of the games. What did you pay for? What did you expected, and what can your team do after losing the games that they've lost? I'm talking about other teams. Then we'll see where we can move on from there. But thank you very much for watching, guys. This is it for the Premier League show, which is the week to forget. And now we look on to the next week, where we'll be doing the build up very soon, maybe in 2 days time. But now we tune in our focus and everything that we've been putting to the Champions League. We have some interesting games. We have Juventus versus Barcelona. So it's gonna be amazing to see, guys. But I hope you're excited and you'll be there to see.